Function with Purpose podcast. All things health, wellness, fitness, and education through the physical therapy perspective. I am Dr. Amy Bullock, owner and founder of Fortress Physical Therapy. Fortress PT is here to serve the Charlotte metro area by highlighting the importance of how and why physical therapy should be a part of your health and wellness lifestyle. Here we go. Welcome to Season 6, Episode 4 of the Function with Purpose podcast. Dr. Amy here with you on this lovely day. Maybe you're in the car driving with your cafe in hand. Speaking of coffee, drop your favorite coffee make or blend in the comments of this podcast. I would be highly interested on possibly trying it. And I'm a big French presser or AeroPresser, so I tend to gravitate towards like the chocolate flavors, medium dark roast. That was a side note. So, yes, thank you for joining in, and don't forget, not only do these podcasts come out on your favorite podcast app like iTunes or Google Play or perhaps Spotify if you're listening through there, but we also have a Fortress Physical Therapy YouTube channel, and I upload these episodes onto the YouTube channel. And we have some other content out there too. I'm kind of putting together like a nice library with kettlebell movements because I just love the kettlebell. And if that is not a piece of equipment that you unfortunately don't have at your house, you should probably look into getting a couple of them. All right, anywho. Okay, so this episode is probably going to be a little bit faster, not as long as the previous ones, but just kind of given, I guess if you're a business owner or in order to help tap into the overall public's health and wellness, and i.e. wealth profile. So providing health incentives for universal tax reductions. Now, if you've ever came to me and worked with me via physical therapy or perhaps wellness training, I always let patients know that, my clinic, Fortress Physical Therapy, is a cash-based clinic. So it's a fee for service. You pay for the service up front. You can use HSA or FSA spending or any other type of spending to pay for that visit, debit, credit, whatever. But I also let patients know that if they choose, they can totally submit to their own health insurance, sickness insurance, actually, the visits for each time they come in and see me for physical therapy intervention. And I provide them with a super bill with specific physical therapy coding to it. And then you just follow online how to submit that bill. So you pay for the service up front, and then if you want to try to get some money back, you just have to submit to your health insurance online, etc. So this kind of leads into, right? We all know that there is a global pandemic of now, which is a disease. They term it a disease, obesity being a disease. People not exercising, which then in turn creates poor wellness metrics / health status. Blood pressure gets altered. It becomes high. Cholesterol builds and those levels increase. People aren't moving or finding fitness into their routine, which then therefore they're not eating well, etc., etc., etc. So when all this stuff starts to pile up, then the onset of disease, actual disease, I don't believe that obesity is a disease. No. But the onset of disease, I'm talking about like cancer, maybe gallbladder issues, maybe liver issues, maybe autoimmune issues, because all these wellness metrics are out of whack. But I want you to think of this. This is like, I know that my colleague slash training partner, Anne Marie, I know that her specific job provides health and fitness incentives. So I'll kind of talk about her story here in a little bit, but maybe, just maybe, this could be the answer to our health, wellness, and wealth profiles by providing health incentives when, every year around fall time, October, November, December, somewhere in that range, I think it's typically November, you have to re-up or resubmit your health insurance, right? Like you recommit to it, the Affordable Care Act. So you re-sign up for it. I don't like to say health insurance because honestly, it's sickness insurance. Because if someone gets sick, very ill, that is what sickness insurance does. It takes on risk for that specific issue. Okay. Health insurance, I guess, from for your ears, but I'm going to talk to it as if sickness insurance. So when people sign up for their sickness insurance, there should be this underlying health incentive to partake in. Something where universally that it is being noticed that perhaps we count daily steps, or there is actual true fitness tracking, or wellness metric tracking, because we have these smartphones that literally can track everything, all the way from blood pressure to heart rate to blood sugar levels, i.e. diabetes, A1C, to sleeping, etc. In food logs, right? So maybe when we re-up or re-sign up or recommit to our sickness insurance, that we have these health incentives along with it that are just like automatic. And there needs to be some type of universal tracking developed for the entire world or specific state, county, whatever, that these health incentives are truly being tracked, which then in turn helps you live a healthier and more well-rounded lifestyle. Right? Have you ever thought about that? Like, I know, talking to my colleague slash training partner, Anne Marie, I know that her job, she works for Johnson & Johnson, but I recall that maybe from summer up until December, her boss and her team of people, they put on this like, kind of like fitness, competition almost, where the people on our team, they actually have like an iWatch, and they can become friends on the fitness app and see how many steps they accumulated per day. And then that becomes tracked. Maybe that's the metric that they're counting, that step counting. Is Anne Marie's team of people achieving their steps per day in order to receive a health benefit or a health incentive at the end of the year? And health incentives could be anything. In her particular case, I remember, I think they would like give them a bonus of like $100, and like they can use that $100 to buy anything that's health and wellness related. So like a new pair of shoes for running, or maybe it's a new pair of clothing, or maybe it's money towards a new Apple Watch or something. So, small businesses, Johnson & Johnson's not really a small business, but providing health incentives to promote an overall health and wellness lifestyle, right? Which then in turn, creates a wealth improvement, right? So there would be such an amazing, I think, turn to this global pandemic that, maybe we need to have a little bit more incentive that's out there. When people do sign up for their sickness insurance, that they have this health incentive along with it that they need to partake in. right? Maybe it's walking, step counting. Maybe it's food log. Maybe it's tracking their blood sugar levels if someone has diabetes, So, I don't know. If you guys have any thoughts or anything, definitely put it in the comments. I would love to hear about that. I don't have, like, me in particular, I'm a part of this like shared alliance group where I do pay a premium for my sickness insurance, but my premium helps pay for someone who does become sick and they have all these bills that they have to pay. So my premium, I help pay other people's bills, which is pretty cool. That's like a health, sickness, wellness, and wealth incentive all in one. But why can't this be universally? So it's time to start recognizing this is obviously going to go to the governmental level, but how are we going to tap into that? Who knows? But, maybe with your specific job that you work with, that you can create a little mini health incentive if you're part of a team, right? Because it's time. It's time to get out of this global pandemic mindset that we're living in sickness and disease and just waiting for the body to deteriorate. No, non-negotiable. No, we have to change the family tree. So, if you guys have any ideas out there, definitely drop it in the comments. I would love to hear about it. Yeah, and what does your job, does your company, do you guys have little health competitions and then you kind of maybe receive a gift card at the end of the year or something like that? I would love to hear about it, hear about these little mini competitions. That's a wrap for today's episode, Function with Purpose podcast. For more information on this episode, please check out the show notes within your podcast app. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, or drop your comments and questions below. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Google, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thanks for the listen. Pursuit, precision, purpose.